and welcome back to my channel, looking slightly different from the intro, I know, but I've been doing a lot of these videos recently, so I thought I would mix it up. Today we are going to be doing a full face of NYX Cosmetics products, which I am so excited for. NYX is one of my favourite brands ever. They do such a diverse range of products. I feel like they're a brand that's more aimed at your everyday person as well as your super creative and artsy person, which is why I wanted to do something a little more colourful today to kind of show you some of their more colourful products as well. If you are new here, then welcome. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell because we do notification shout outs, and as per requested, I'm going to do it at the beginning of this video. This week's shout out goes to Kayla Ream or Riam. She said she's a newbie here. I definitely subscribed and hit the notification bell. You are super talented. Thank you so much for joining us and hitting the bell. I love ya, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So yeah, if you like the look of the makeup look that you saw in the intro and you love NYX, or you're just interested in NYX Cosmetics products, this is definitely going to be the video for you, so make sure to hit that thumbs up and to keep on watching. So I think for this look we are going to start with the eyes first, and I am just going to kind of prime my eyes and conceal all around my eyes and do my brows. So for primer and concealer, I'm going to be taking the NYX HD concealer in the shade 04. This shade is slightly lighter than my natural skin tone, but I love anything that says that it's going to be HD because I feel like that normally means it's meant to look pretty good in pictures, which is exactly what we want. And I love using concealers as primers as well. I think it just saves you buying an extra product, and they also help to block out obviously a discoloration that you might have and just make everything just one color, so the color pigmentation just kind of shows up the same. So I'm just going to be dragging the concealer down a little bit as well. So just making sure our eyes are all set and making us look like little pin eyes. I'm just going to set that with powder and we can move on to brows. So for brows, I definitely am a big fan of their micro brow pencil already, and I was just going to use this, but I was rummaging through my drawers and I saw that I had a few other products from them, so I thought I'll incorporate them all because some people like to use different products for their brows, so I'm really going to test them out. The other product I'm going to use is the NYX eyebrow gel in chocolate. Now I'm going to use this kind of towards the tail of my brow just because I want a little bit more pigmentation there, and I also have the corresponding like brow mascara and brow set just to kind of add a little bit more fullness and fluffiness throughout my brow. But if say you have naturally full brows anyway and barely need to fill them in, you might just want to use this product. So I'm just going to go ahead and dispense like a little bit onto the back of my hand. Okay, definitely a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be, and I feel like it might be less is more with this product. I'm just going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow brush in the number 14, which is just like a really small, precise, angled brush, and just dip it in and start to fill in the kind of outermost part of my eyebrow. So like I said, this is in the colour Chocolate. So good. The pigmentation of this is really, really nice. I really like the colour as well. It's not as dark as I thought it was going to be, which I kind of like. You can definitely apply more to deepen and darken it if you want. So I just applied that through the kind of like tail of my brow, and now if you're more of a pencil person, I'm going to be taking the NYX micro brow pencil in medium brown, so just a shade or so lighter than the pomade that we used. I'm just going to use this to fill in the front of my brow. So I always just kind of like to drag it across back into the pomade, and then as I get to the front, just use kind of like flicky motions to mimic the appearance of the brow hairs. I really like those two colours together. I mean, I definitely knew I already liked the pencil, but I had not yet tried the eyebrow gel. But like I said, I'm going to use the brow mascara as well, and this is in the shade Chocolate as well. And just brush that through, just make sure it's all kind of just like set and locked in place. But I will say that eyebrow gel that I used at the end, everything that I like at that tail of the brow feels super locked in place, and I feel like it's literally not gonna budge, which is exactly what you want. If you're like me and you have to fake half your brow anyway, my nightmare is that that's gonna just come off and my real eyebrow is revealed. Okay, so that is one eyebrow complete. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other brow off camera, and I'm actually gonna do one eye off camera because I have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna do. And also my camera battery is quickly about to die, so this will give me a little chance to charge it as well. But we'll be back and I can show you what I did, how I did it, and what I came up with. So let's go. Okay, we are doing colourful vibes today. So the first thing I'm going to take is the NYX In Your Element Fire palette, and I'm going to be taking the, first of all, can we just like appreciate this palette? It is so gorgeous, and I'm just going to be taking that yellow matte shade in the centre. I'm just going to be taking a big fluffy brush. This is the Sigma E35, and just using that as our initial transition colour. Now I want to take this colour quite high up into the crease, just because I really want it to show the whole way through. It's gonna like act as our eraser color as well, meaning whenever we go back in with colors, or maybe if we apply a color too heavy, this is the color we're gonna use to buff it out so it is always visible. Sticking with the fire palette, we're gonna be taking this peachy orange shade down here on a slightly smaller brush. This is a MAC 217, one of my favorite blending brushes of all time, and we're just gonna be concentrating this right into the crease and just taking it a little bit higher, not as high as the yellow, because you can see when the peach and the yellow mix together, they create that gorgeous orange color. And we're kind of keeping it as like a blown out shape. We want to take this from inner to outer corner quite heavily, because we're going to be cutting out the crease with concealer. So the heavier you kind of apply them into the crease, the better they look and the more they show up. Following on from that, we're going to be taking this gorgeous, again, red pinky color for the crease. And I'm actually just taking an Anastasia blending brush that always comes with the little palettes that they do. It's such a good brush for like crease colors and being precise with your crease colors, because it's a really like firm yet fluffy brush, which is my favorite kind of brush. And like I said, dipping back into that yellow shade to smooth everything over and act as our like buffer eraser shade. We are just gonna make our way through this palette. We're gonna take this kind of rosy deep dark brown here, concentrating this mainly on the outer third, but always making sure to take it all the way across our lid. So you can see it's like kind of messy on the lid, but in the crease we're getting that transition. It's literally just like a sunset on my eye right now, which I am living for. And finally, from the same palette, we're going to take this dark purple shade to further deepen the crease, again concentrating it where we put that color before, taking it inner to outer. And with this shade, I don't want to buff it out too much because I do really want it to be visible, so we are just gonna leave it like that. Okay, so now all the crease colors are done. I'm just gonna go ahead and take the NYX HD concealer again to kind of sculpt out and clear that lid space up. So I'm just gonna dispense it kind of straight onto my eye, and then when I blink down, I can kind of see where I'm being guided to, and just kind of use a little brush to drag it kind of in and just create that crease. We really just kind of want to block out any colour on the lid so we get a really high pigmentation from our lid colour across like so. Okay, so for the crease colour, I'm going to be taking the brand new Love You So Mochi eyeshadow palette. They're all such a like spongy texture, inspired by like the Japanese pudding mochi. So they're super pigmented, and I'm definitely going to be going for the blue vibes today because we've got such a warm crease colour going on, and obviously blues and oranges and stuff are really complementary. So I'm going to actually be mixing this shade and this shade together to get a really nice pastel blue going on. So to get the kind of most out of this product, I found using kind of like wiggly side to side patting motions work the best to get the colour dispensed onto your eye, because they're such like a creamy powder formula. I'm also using a MAC 242 brush as well. I always find these work best with like those kind of eyeshadows, like the Colourpop eyeshadows and stuff. This brush or your finger, I find, gives the best colour payoff. But oh my god, I am obsessing with this pastel blue and these kind of like berry tones and oranges together. I think they really make each other stand out. I'm just gonna dip my fluffy brush back into that red shade from the Elements palette and just kind of create a soft transition from the blue into the matte crease shades. just so it really blends softly and diffuses, and it's not just like a super harsh finish. Yes, I'm living. I am going to be doing eyeliner today, but just like one that finishes around here. It's not like a wing or anything. If you think a wing would look better with this, feel free. I just feel like the last look I did was a wing, so I want to mix it up. So I'm just going to be taking the NYX Black Epic Mousse Liner. So I'm just going to be taking my Sigma E11 eyeliner brush and taking this all the way across. Kind of wish it was a little more black, but I feel like mine's quite old, so maybe mine's kind of dried out a little bit. So I did find I kind of had to build that colour up a lot, but other than that, it was super easy to apply. Stupid me, someone left me a comment on my last video that said I should test out mascara before doing eyeliner so you can really see, and I completely forgot, which is super annoying because they've just come out with a brand new mascara, which is the Worth the Hype mascara. The brush looks like this, so a super big, fluffy brush, but we are going to be applying some NYX lashes after this, so we only need a light coat anyway, and I do find actually that brushes like this do normally apply just like a light coat. They don't pick up too much product and they kind of create more of a super fluffy, fluttery lash, which I'm hoping you guys are still going to be able to see. I feel like you can still see them. They look super lengthened, separated, and really fluffy as well, which I love. But like I said, we are going to be applying lashes, and I'm just going to take the NYX Amplified lashes, which look like this. That's the kind of, I can show you on this side, that's the kind of vibe that they give. So I think they really complement this look well. So I'm going to wait until that glue dries, and then I'll probably go over it a little bit with eyeliner to cover it. But then now we can move on to the skin. Okay, so moving on to the skin, I'm actually going to use the NYX Dewy Finishing Spray just to kind of hydrate my skin and add a little bit of tack to it and moisture. I know it's a finishing spray, but why not? So this is also a new product for me. This is the NYX Total Control Primer. I'm not sure if they've come out with this yet, but I love the NYX Total Control Foundation. And I always find corresponding primers and foundations are meant to work their best together. We are using the Total Control Foundation today, so I'm excited to see how this works. This again reminds me of that milky consistency that the All Hours primer has and that Maybelline primer has. This one actually feels a little more kind of moisturizing, which I really like. So moving on to foundation, like I said, I'm going to take the NYX Total Control Foundation. I'm going to mix the colors True Beige and Golden together because I am literally freshly baked out of the tanning oven. So this True Beige is just going to, I know, be slightly too light for me, but this golden color is just going to match my tan, and together they're going to create the best shade. I'm going to take my beauty blender to apply this. Can you believe that this was white at the beginning of the day? Sponge it into my skin. You can see it matches my tan. With foundation done, we can move back onto concealer. I'm just taking the same one as before, the HD concealer in the shade 04. I'm just going to apply this underneath my eye area and up the sides of my nose. I'm not taking it all the way up underneath my eye because we've got that rounded shape going on, so I'm probably going to buff that part in last. But for the most part, just taking my, you know what? Wow, I forgot. Do you know what? I looked at this and I'd obviously tried it before because it was open in my drawer, whatever. But this is nice. Not being funny. What is it with all these drugstore concealers being so insane? I'm going to zoom you in and show you what that looks like up close in case you can't see. Like the combination of that with the foundation has given me the most flawless base, I swear. So to set underneath my eyes, I'm actually going to be taking from the 3 Steps contour palette, the banana shade here. And to set the rest of my face, I'm going to be taking the NYX #No Filter powder in the color Honey Beige. These powders are amazing. If you've tried the like MAC mineralized skin finishes, they are such an affordable dupe for that. So I'm just taking that banana shade. That has brightened me up nicely. And like I said, just taking that Honey Beige No Filter powder for the rest of my face. Speaking of bronzer, I'm taking that powder again, but this time this is in the color Golden. So this is actually the color of, well, supposedly the colour of the foundation that I was wearing, but obviously I mixed it with something slightly lighter. So this is gonna be a really nice, subtle bronzer shade. I feel like I can't go too overboard with that colour either, although some of you might be like, what? Anywho, to deepen up that and give us a little more contour, I'm going to take that same palette again, but take the contour colour here. Now this palette is actually in the shade Light, and to me, that is such a dark contour colour that I'm going to need to be really, really careful. So I'm just really lightly dipping my brush into this one. I'm kind of buffing upwards. Definitely build as you go. Don't go in too heavy-handed. Ooh! Girl. Okay, with bronzing products done and dusted, we can move on to blusher. And I love this product by them. It is their NYX Sweet Cheeks blusher palette, and I'm going to take this gorgeous peachy shade here just to tie in kind of with the orangey colours we've got going on the eyes. Oh, yay! Yes, I just love a peachy blusher, okay? And that colour was so nice. And finally, moving on to highlighter, I'm going to take the new Love You So Mochi highlighting palette. What's cool about these is that they are super spongy. I don't know if you can see that. They're really interesting formula. So I am going to take my MAC 224 brush to apply the more kind of champagne-y colour. I'm just going to see what works best with this. So obviously, like I said, I'm going to use a brush first. And this is like a firm bristled brush. Okay, so you can use a brush with them. I wasn't sure if it was going to be one of those products that works better with your finger, but that's really pretty. But I think this skin looks so flawless and so pretty. I can't believe that concealer. Oh my god. Yay. Okay, so that is the skin complete. I am just going to go ahead and finish up underneath the eyes. Probably just going to go in with that kind of gorgeous red eyeshadow and apply mascara. I'm actually also going to apply the NYX Golden Bronze Eye Pencil in the eye. I've used this in quite a few tutorials before, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back to show you what the finished eyes look like, and then we can move on to the lips. So these are the finished eyes. Oh my god, I love that blue. If you're into like pops of colour on the lid, I definitely recommend that I Love You So Mochi eyeshadow palette. They had so many gorgeous colours in there, and the skin, oh my god. But now we can move on to the lips. I don't want any attention away from the eyes, so we are going to do a nude. NYX offer the most amazing, not to mention coloured products, but such an extensive range of nude products that I thought I would show you. So I'm going to be taking one of their suede lip liners. This is in the colour Whipped Caviar. They do so many colours in that suede lip liner range. I love the colour London that they do as well. But moving on to the lip colour, I'm going to take their Lip Lingerie in the colour Satin Ribbon. The formula of those, you definitely have to build up the colour. Nonetheless, I love the colour of that one. It's such a me colour. But moving on, I am going to be applying a lip gloss, and this is the NYX Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie. If you've never tried this, where have you been? Their butter gloss formulas are so comfortable to wear, even if it's just on their own or on top of liquid lipsticks like I'm doing. And this one is more of like the peachier colour, so I feel like it's going to warm up this lip slightly, which is kind of what I want. Like, yes. Not to mention they smell so yummy. So this is the finished makeup look, you guys. I really hope you liked this tutorial and liked the makeup look. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you like the style of these kind of videos, because that's what we do here. So come along and join the fam and make sure the bell is on. Let me know in the comments down below future full face videos you want to see or any other video requests. I really enjoyed doing this look for you guys. Kind of out of my comfort zone. Super bright colours, but that is kind of what NYX is all about. You can be your everyday self, or you can mix up and experiment with the colours. I've left links to everything down below as much as I could, except that primer because I don't think it's out yet. But honestly, that concealer had me fucking shook. It's so good, and I mean, so is everything else that I used. And again, along with everything else that I used, there's other variations of that. So if you don't like this look, like the style of the look, just want to try different kinds of the products, you know what I mean? Just check them out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon. Bye guys!